Good morning when you're listening to this. Good evening where we're recording this.
It's like, good
Welcome to the
morning.
Daily Drinkers Podcast.
Hello?
My name is Rocky, and I am drinking Cayman Jack Caribbean mojitos or Cuban mojitos. It would help if I knew anything that I was doing for this intro. Marbles, take it away.
I'm Marbles, and I'm drinking a Guinness Nitro cold brew coffee again.
Oh,
It's my
shocker.
last
Wow.
one in the fridge, and then my backup is a Jose Cuervo sparkling margarita.
That sounds
Oh,
terrible. That sounds like a
So
terrible mix of everything.
see how that goes.
So I'm Sneaky Fox, and I'm drinking I Obera.
I don't. Is it
I don't
over
even
the age
know.
of 18? Because it's all blurred out of my screen.
Oh, you couldn't see that? Hold
No.
on.
The label's blurred out.
Why is it like that? Like I'm
There
like
you go.
tap it.
There you go. You have to. No, you have to. No.
It knows it's not
Well,
skin.
yes.
Zoom knows if you're a person or not.
All right. Well, I'm drinking that, and I'm also drinking vodka soda. It's called Fugu.
Fugu. Oh, another yellow can.
It's green, thanks.
Looks like the wannabe Sprite cans from like 1995.
No, it is kind of. Anyway, that's what it is. I'm drinking vodka and beer. So we're gonna have a great night.
I'm drinking tequila and beer.
There you go. So yeah, and your beer is a lot heavier.
Oh, it's not. I mean, it tastes mostly like coffee. It's only 4% alcohol.
If you can deal with that, that's good, but I can't.
I just don't understand Marble's mixes. Let me go from a coffee flavored beer to Jose Cuervo sparkling margarita in a can.
Mixing things when it comes to like flavors and stuff doesn't bother me like most people.
No, it doesn't.
It
It
just
used to
doesn't.
not bother me either, but the older I've gotten, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to drink sour beers and then have a Guinness right
Oh, I would
after.
totally do that. I would
I'm
totally
going
do
to
that.
throw up. I'm going to throw up or I'm going to shit my pants.
I would
It doesn't
totally
matter.
do that.
Like,
Oh,
it's
that
one or
sounds
the
good.
other. Can't do it anymore. Used to be able to do it when I was younger. Can't do it anymore. Cannot.
I just threw up thinking about that.
Oh, God. Dude. The stomach problems I had, like just waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and be like, oh God, what is happening?
I don't remember eating
It's
Taco Bell today.
I can eat. Here's the sad thing is I can eat Taco Bell and like mix it with other things, but
Yeah.
when it comes to drinks like sours or Guinness, I've noticed if I drink that, I'm gonna get sick. Like
Yeah,
cannot
oh,
do it.
that's
Cannot
not-
mix it.
Mm-mm.
It's too rough for my stomach. And I used to have a stomach of steel, but nope. Not when it comes to drinks. Forget it.
No, yeah, I can drink Guinness whenever.
I'm just laughing that it censors anything that she holds up.
I mean, I can turn it off, but
No.
I don't want
No.
you guys to see the bed
I don't
with
want
my
to see it.
Amazon box there. Like I'm in the progress of moving, so if you guys could see my room right now, you would laugh your asses off. It's a very small room. I have a lot of shit.
I just imagine that your place just consists of that one room.
No, that's basically what my life is right now.
And it's just
'Cause
there's just a door that leads to the outside, but there's just 3 walls.
it
in the
used
door.
to be more, but
that you don't. I just for some reason.
I'm going through a breakup, so this is all my existence right now. Okay, so this is all I have.
Well, I mean that sucks, but yeah, I just always imagined. I don't know. I've only ever seen you in that room, so I'm like, oh, she only exists in that room. Outside of that
Soon.
room, she doesn't exist.
Soon, my Metal Gear Solid poster. Oh, by the way, guys, have you played Metal Gear Solid? Have you played any of the games?
Yeah.
Which ones?
Yeah, you know, the one with Snake in him.
Hate it.
And,
I hate that you just said that.
What is it? Big Boss?
I want to see a remake for Metal Gear Solid 3. That's my favorite Metal Gear Solid, in my opinion. But
That's the one where you put a box on your back and you just sneak around.
no,
Isn't that all of them?
that's during the
That's
Cold
the trick
War.
question. That is
Okay.
a trick question.
No, it is all of them. But no, and it doesn't always work in all of them. Like you're not gonna get away with that shit.
Yeah, you are.
No, you're not. Yeah, because they're always like, huh? And then the newer games, they come over and they actually lift the box up.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
And then they say, "What's in the box?" And Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, and Samuel L. Jackson start crying.
Yeah.
Except it was Morgan Freeman.
Except it was Morgan Freeman.
Somebody's never seen Seven. So
oh man, I have to send you guys this TikTok.
Oh Jesus!
I wasn't about TikTok for a hot second, but I do love the gaming section of it. And there was some guy on Call of Duty doing a Morgan Freeman.
Oh, I saw that
impression.
One.
Did you see that one?
Yeah. He was doing Morgan Freeman
I can smell you.
Yeah. He was
something, yeah.
He was doing Morgan Freeman from The Shawshank Redemption. He was doing that Morgan Freeman.
Oh my
God. It was so funny.
He was like, I think he was like invisible and he was hunting the guy. And he was just saying things like, I can smell you.
I can smell you. It was so funny.
I think TikTok would be right up Britt's alley, so that's where I'm a little confused.
I have one, but I haven't been too into it. I've been doing some of my art stuff, but I don't know. I feel weird about it because it is of course, a younger generation thing. Like I have my things about it, but we'll see. Like now that the new Halo's coming out and stuff, we'll see. But I did have a couple posts about the prior Halos. I went back and was trying to play Halo 3 on Legendary by myself, had the computer driving me around like an idiot, drove me off a cliff at a checkpoint. And I was like, what are you doing? And that's basically, and I just kept respawning at that checkpoint, just going over the cliff. And I was like, this is great.
Yeah, I thought they fixed that in modern games.
Not Master Chief Collection. They wanted to keep it as authentic as they could.
They're like,
they wanted to add as much as they could, but they also wanted to keep it right there. And I was like, this is great. Like, I literally just kept respawning into the same point. Eventually, I got the time, jumped out of the vehicle to live, but then I'm also playing Legendary by myself, which is impossible. It's not like people can do it. I don't want to do it.
I think they say
I always played with friends.
3 was like the hardest on Legendary, wasn't it?
It's stupid on Legendary, and it's more stupid now that I've aged. I'm like, this isn't real. I was like, we all used to just like glide through this, just like skip through everything. No, it's not even realistic anymore. I'm like, this isn't even possible. I brought Zoe in to play Legendary on PC with me on Halo 3. We died, like insta-died over and over and over again in the same part, and we were on the first mission. We were like celebrating getting through the second one, and I was like, how did we do this? How did we do this?
I want to
go. Like,
I want to go through all of the Lasso playlists with Rocky, but I know he wouldn't do it.
I'll do it with you, but it's not fun. Okay.
I want to go through the whole Master Chief collection, every game, Lasso playlist.
I have a memory. It was me, Nicole, and Zoe. We were on the last level, right? And that's where you're running the Warthog. This is Halo 3. You're running the Warthog through, like, everything's crumbling around you. You're just like, navigating. We were playing, and we were on the final jump. We were on the final jump to the Pelican to get to safety, right? Zoe actively decided that she was just gonna jump out of the warthog, who was the driver. And we're playing with all the skulls on and everything. And I just remember me and Nicole being like, what the fuck? Like, we were so mad. Like, she just jumped out. And it was just like her chaotic, like whatever, evil or whatever's in her life. She just decided that would be so funny to do.
She was 100%
like,
right, though.
I still remember that.
I mean,
I was like, remember that one time Zoe just went? She just went. And I mean, we tried so hard to get through this level, and then we were finally about to make it, and she was like, you know what? No. She just jumped out of the warthog.
Good comedic timing right there.
Oh God. I wish we had the ability to record things like back then, you know?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So
I mean, that would
many
have
moments.
been a positive and a negative.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like looking back on some of the stuff
we would have been banned.
Yeah.
So quick.
Some of the stuff we did.
Some
like,
of the stuff that Summer said to me during clan practice. Grant, were you there? The one day,
I don't know. She had a meltdown every clan practice. So.
Dude, there was one. She got really mad at me, and it wasn't even my problem. Like, I wasn't even the one who was doing this to her. She literally said to me, "You can edit this out, by the way, Marbles." She's.
Oh, I'm not editing.
And I mean, like, well, Grant knows how I am. Like, I'm really skinny and stuff, but this was before, like, I had really long hair and, like, really pretty, whatever. She got so mad that I stuck her on something, and she was like, "Go shave your head and walk backwards, you fat, ugly dyke." And I was like, what? Like, that was something that Nicole would say to me, like, during clan practice, but nothing that Summer would say. And I was just like, I was like, did anybody else hear this?
The part I don't understand is the walk backwards.
I don't know. She always came up with like the best, just like
stuff
shit talking. It was just shit talking.
I'm like,
She was like, "Go shave your head, you fat ugly dyke," and said that to me, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Summer, you can't say that." I was like, "This is clan practice. You can't say that to anybody."
Now go capture the flag.
But it was so funny. Like, I still like. That's one of my favorite memories because it was just so funny, and everybody was dying, including Nicole was there, which Nicole was the one who would just like say shit that was. You'd be like, "Oh, yep, well, Nicole's in here." But when Summer said that, I was like, "God damn!"
I used to hate playing when Nicole was in, because you and Nicole would feed off of each other, and then Summer would try to jump in on it, and I was like, "Okay, I can handle you guys individually. I can handle a few of you, but no. All right, I'm busy. Oh, look at the time. I gotta go now."
We would make each other laugh so hard. I miss her to death. Like, we don't talk anymore, but God, we were like the perfect. It was terrible. Like, the things we would just tear people apart.
Sitting in the lobby were some of the great days. And then when you want to go old school and incorporate Judy into the mix and the nonsense she would come up with. Yeah.
Those lobbies used to actually be kind of fun. Nowadays, like, if I'm in a multiplayer lobby, I have no interest. One, I have no interest in talking to anybody in the lobby, and two, I feel like they're not as fun or interesting as they used to be. I agree. There's just like people listening to music in the background, or just like a side conversation someone's having. Yeah, it's like it's not like people actually, trash talking or making bets with each other. And
it used to be so much different back in the day. I had so many, like, even before I joined Gamer Beauties, I had a lot of friends outside of that, and they were just so much fun to just get online, play games, and just talk to.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have that anymore. Like everybody's either too shy to either put their mic on or I don't know. It's weird now. It's completely different than what it
Yeah.
used to be. And I feel like that's like how a lot of us like met each other is just like through those bonds. Like we just connected. But
We were all sick and twisted. We just didn't know it yet.
Yeah.
yeah, we were all just dealing with our trauma. Like
And then we're like, oh, you're just as messed up as I am? We want to be best friends? This is the trauma that happened to me. Well, let me one up you.
yeah, exactly.
Do you want to hang out? Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's
You want to meet
travel
in
across-
person? Let's
Sure.
do it. I don't see any harm in that.
Yeah. No, it was different. It was different 20 years ago. Well, less than 20 years ago.
2005,
Oh, yeah.
homie.
Yeah. It was like
Man,
15, 16 years ago.
Shoot.
I miss going to MLGs. And even when it was like, do you remember our MLGs when like Margot was on the team?
The only MLG I remember with you guys was MLG Anaheim.
Dude, Anaheim was great. And I was pissed. I'm still mad about it. I'm still mad about it because I wasn't on that team. And it's because
You
I
should
lived in
have.
Texas. I couldn't practice. They put 2 other people on the team that weren't up to par. And I was, even though I wasn't practicing, I took everything in. And I was like, just put me on this team. And I asked Summer, I was like, just put me on this fucking team because it was Reese and Nicole. And then it was I'm not gonna say any names because I don't want to put anybody. I'm not gonna do it. But they weren't
A little late for
as
that.
competitive as I felt. So when I was there, like, dude, Nicole and Reese were like, boom, boom, overkill. Like they were there. It was fire. It was fire. And then the other 2 were just like, oh, you're dead again. Oh, you're dead again. Oh, that's cool. Neat. Like, it was just such, I wanted to play so bad. I just wanted to play in that. And Summer was like, you can't because you haven't shown up to practices. And I was like, I was in Houston, Texas, working on a ranch. We had no Wi-Fi. I couldn't do it. We didn't have an internet connection. I was like, but I'm better than both of these people. Like, why are you doing this? I was like, just put me on the team, coach. And she was like, no. And I was like, good. Good. I love this. I love this for all of us. It was so bad. Oh my God. Oh, the one girl, she was just she was just a very typical, like at the time,
She's gonna watch this.
Halo person where she was decent, but she wasn't great. And oh God, I would listen to her call out and it was just like, guys, they're on sniper. And by the time she would call it out because it was so sexual, like everybody was dead. And it was like, no shit. Like they're on sniper. Like, can you just like fucking speak like a human being? Oh, they have a shotgun. And I was like, why are you talking like this? Like, can you just like be a human being for like 2 seconds? Oh my God. Oh God.
I'm 99% sure I know who you're talking about.
She's gonna watch
Man.
this and be like, is she talking about me?
No.
No,
Long gone.
no, Marbles. You weren't like, they're on sniper. No, it was an act and it was bad. And then when we were in Anaheim, I was like, oh, this is this person. Rocky, do you remember me and Nicole like ordering? We went to that Italian restaurant or whatever, and we could order like all different things and share it with people. And then me and Nicole were like, we're gonna order like the shrimp fettuccine or something. And I swear to God, we ordered that, and those 2 people ate all the shrimp out of our fettuccine. All we had were fucking noodles. And we got it. We were like, what the fuck? And it was both of them. It was both of them who were on the team. I'm not trying to point people out, but it was shit. We were laughing about it though. Oh God. And then we had, oh God, there's so many cringe moments about that trip. Do you remember the one person who stood up and made a joke? Were you there?
I wasn't. I
You
met up
weren't
with you
there.
guys at
No,
Disneyland
no,
because
no,
I was.
no. You were there at Disneyland. No, I almost don't want to tell this story because it's so embarrassing.
Okay, I mean,
That's for next week's festivities.
We're gonna do that.
We'll revisit.
I'm not gonna tell this story because it's really funny. It's really funny, but I just don't want to point anybody out.
Not gonna let an inebriated Brit make a fool of herself.
Dude, this story everybody knows in GB because we were trying to get sponsored by somebody else, and I'll never get Summer's face.
All right, we'll table that for a next week's story.
Just
we gotta stretch this out. We only have so many stories.
Shenanigans.
So many episodes we can make.
Shammy shams is Sadie like.
Is that what she says?
Shammy shams.
You
weren't on the mic the other night. She got on, she was talking to us, and then I was like, shenanigans, shammy sham.
Those kids are adorable. Yeah, you'll never believe who didn't join our podcast but just went live on Twitch.
I know two people who don't join our podcast. I don't know why Dink is part of our podcast when he's missed half of them. Is
he live right now?
Right now, no, we're talking about somebody else.
No.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Did he ever fix his Twitch?
Dink?
It was just a black screen for a while.
Ryan?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, because it would say, "Oh, he just went live," and I would look at it, and it would just be a blank screen with a frozen loading icon. Yeah, but there was a frozen loading icon in the middle, and it didn't do anything. It just sat there. I'm like, "What? What am I looking at? Like, is that a problem with Twitch, or is that a problem with his capture?" I don't know, and it would be like that for hours. I'm like, does he know this? Did someone hit a button and no one's at his computer right now?
Forever paused.
It's just forever paused. Yeah, so we'll have to get Rhino on.
Marbles. Those are a headset you got there. What kind of headsets are those?
Oh, these?
These are Steel Series headset.
Oh, wow.
It's not plural.
I would have never guessed.
You guys are going to be awful if you get sponsors later on.
What do you mean awful?
It's going to be fantastic.
You got to do this every episode. Be like, oh, yeah, these are great. These are the best headphones ever.
That's what scripts are for.
You know how great I can make this over the top? Oh, wow. I'm really thirsty. I could really go for some purified drinking water right now.
Even though they're not paying us right now. That's red. So it's not purified drinking water. You're a liar.
Shenanigans. Hold, please. You know what goes good with purified drinking water?
Oh, G Fuel?
One of my
yeah, I mean, same. I have some of it downstairs.
You squirt this into your purified water and it makes water enhanced.
Oh.
Great value.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
great value. Yeah, Walmart brand.
So great value right there.
And that's how you get 3 sponsors in 30 seconds. You just tie them back to back.
Yeah.
And it was great lighting due to my new selfie light.
Oh, wow.
I know you
what
were
brand is that?
About
Let's
Amazon.
talk about it. Oh, okay.
It's got 3 settings. It's got this one.
Wow.
Oh, look at me.
Oh,
I'm an evil guy. Uh-oh. It's off. Or is it?
Oh,
like a Saturday Night Live skit.
the views, the
Over and over
honestly,
views,
again.
yeah.
the views this
Dude,
episode
some
are
of
going
those
to
have
be.
been so bad lately.
I haven't watched Saturday and SNL in a long time.
You know,
A
The
very long
only
time.
thing that I appreciate about Saturday Night Live, if you guys want to watch it, is the Chad skit. Because Chad is actually the name of my brother, and he is actually Chad. So if you want to look it up, and you can watch Chad on SNL, that is actually my brother.
Okay.
So
Uh,
it's a lot of
okay.
I will have to
It's
look.
Pete,
oh
it's
yeah,
Pete
it's
Davidson just brushing off like everyday
no,
things.
my brother kind of looks like Pete Davidson too. So it's just kind of like they'll be throwing shit at him. He's like, oh, okay, like that's how my brother is. He's an idiot. So my favorite thing is the last one that they did with Miley Cyrus or whatever, and she's like, Chad, I gotta tell you something. He's like, okay. She's like, I'm pregnant. He's like, oh, congrats. He's like, it's yours. And then he just leaves. Like, I was like, yeah, that's my brother. So
uh, that's yeah. I don't know if I know any Chads.
you don't want to. My dad, his name is Chad too. He decided to call his son, his only son, Chad Jr.
Very original.
So we have that now in our family. And I was like, could you just like call him, I don't know, something else? But
Can I call you Chadney from now on?
no,
It's like
please
a
do
female
not.
Chad.
Do not. My mom's name is Brandy. So then I got Brittany.
I think Chadney would have been a lot better. You can merge just the two together.
Yeah.
I'm a lot like my dad, but not as stupid. So I don't want it. I don't want it. I really don't. I'm fine. I'm just gonna stick to the story that I was adopted, because both of my parents are pretty they're fun. They're great.
I've read some of your dad's comments on Facebook, and I must say, awesome
Ding,
dude.
ding, 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 ding. Yeah, that's basically it. That's it.
I'm lost down
Yep.
the wrong river, and there's a banjo playing. And there's Chad hanging out.
Yep. So just know, at one point in his life in the 90s, he opened up for Miranda Lambert,
Mm-hmm.
Rascal Flatts. He knows Neil McCoy and Reba.
Your dad
Dang.
owned Miranda Lambert. That is crazy.
Dang.
You know what? I'm not gonna doubt it. He hasn't owned up to it, but I was like, he was way much older than her, but I'm not even gonna put it past him.
Or he
I'm
owned
like-
Rascal Flats, one of the two.
He doesn't like the lead singer of Rascal Flatts. I guess he's a total dick.
Competition
But-
for Miranda. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's yep. That's
That's what
it.
that is.
So are you guys gonna get Halo Infinite? It's
Um,
free to play
I mean, multiplayer is free to play. Yeah,
for multiplayer.
I mean, I want to play the campaign because I
I
just
do
to see where they
too.
go
just
with
to
it.
see where they go with it. I mean, I've read probably most or half of the Halo books since
I have some.
and stuff. So it's like I do like the universe and the story.
Yeah.
So and a lot of the other characters besides Master Chief are kind of interesting. So I
I'm
want to
just
play for the story
curious-
at least.
I'm curious to see how there's a lot of things with this demo that they showed us that I'm interested in using, but in a way I'm also like, this is a lot of Halo 4. There's a lot of things that I don't like about it.
Yeah, I see.
So I'm
similarities
on
with
the
that.
edge. I'm on the edge about it, where I don't know how I'm gonna feel as like a competitive player. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
I did see a lot of people who are like in the competitive stuff now with Halo 5 where they're really psyched up about it. So I get it, but I don't know.
I like the full customization options on everything now that they're gonna do.
Well, that's how Master Chief Collection is now, guys.
But
Like,
customizing the AI voice,
oh, well, they don't really have that,
uh-huh.
but I did like that.
yeah.
I'm so getting
We're
an
like,
Australian dude that has a pirate accent. I'm gonna find out where it's at. It's gonna be great.
I like the AI that was like, there's something like you jump into a warthog or whatever, and it's like, you better like drive your ass like as far away as you can. Like it says that to you, and I was like, that's cool, that's funny.
I just want
But
Steve Irwin to yell at me, "Crikey, you're dumb!" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am. That was a dumb
Yeah.
move. You got me on that one."
yeah,
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to playing it. When was the release? It was like holiday this year, right?
it's gonna
Or
be
something.
holiday. I guarantee you guys, it's gonna be between November
It's,
15th and Christmas. Like
I'm.
because the Halo 20th anniversary, I think, is on when?
It would be November, like the first or second week in November.
They're gonna
So
release it then. That's why they're making such a big deal out of the anniversary. So it's gonna be kind of
True.
like this is gonna be the rebirth of Halo.
yeah,
And especially since they're making it free to play online, it's gonna invite a lot of new
They want a
players
lot. They
in.
want a lot of people to be playing it.
And
The
I
thing,
like that.
the thing
and I,
with the battle passes is kind of cool that they're doing,
Yeah.
where you have like once you buy it, you have like an unlimited time to finish it. It's not reliant on the actual season
yeah,
because they
Right.
realize there's a
you
lot
could
of people
buy
that don't
any of
have
them.
time to play like maybe one season they buy the pass and then life gets busy or whatever and they can't play as much, but it's like, well, they paid for it and they should be able to unlock the stuff in the pass, just
Yeah.
extend
Which
it.
I think is going to change the game for battle passes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of other games start doing
Just like
that
when
that
Rocket
method.
League did it with the you can earn back all your credits for your pass if you played it enough.
Hmm.
So you can
Yeah.
essentially buy one pass and then continually buy every pass after.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's more for keeping people engaged, keeping engagement up. But
No,
yeah, I
I
mean, I
definitely
think
agree.
I think that's a cool thing. Like, especially when you're you're almost done with the battle pass in whatever game, and the season's up in like 2 days, and you're like, well, damn, like I can't I can't finish this. I'm almost at the end. I've unlocked 90% of it, but now I can't finish it because I have to go to work tomorrow and it ends the next day or something. It's like
It's kind of like that with
it kind of
Master
sucks.
Chief Collection now. So you can go back and like explore the old passes and if there's any weapon skins because they've added weapon skins to
Yeah,
Halo 3, Halo 2, all of that. But some of it, it's like there's so much time invested into it. So you can get points to unlock this stuff, but you actually have to go back and play through the campaign. You
yeah,
have to play multiplayer. Like there's a lot into it where it's like, is it worth it?
Not at all.
yeah.
There's only one thing I did. I was mad because there was a helmet that I really liked, but I didn't realize it was only for Halo Reach. And it was an achievement where you jump off of a cliff and assassinate a brute.
Oh, I remember that achievement.
You have to get that to get the helmet, and I thought I could get the helmet across all
Just
of
all of
them.
them.
I was like, I want this. Like, I want this in Halo 3. It's so funny, it's so goofy. And I sat there for 2 hours trying to get this shit, and then I got it, and I was like, I can only use this in Halo Reach? I was like, I hate this game. I don't want to play this.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
So,
No, I
I
I
don't
remember
know.
seeing that one. Which one was the one that had, was it the unicorn or the rhino achievement? Where you had to stick a brute in the forehead with a spike grenade.
I
And
know what you're
there
talking
was only
about.
like one
Yeah.
area that was the easiest to get it done. It was like in this like this level you're going, I think it was like underground, and you're going through this base, and there's like a lot of hallways with just tons and tons of brutes, and you just had to throw grenades at the ones running straight at you and try to get it in their forehead.
Yep.
And the amount of times like you would stick them in the shoulder, or it would go right over their head, or you get them in the chest. It's like, nope, doesn't count. Gotta reload, do it again.
Yep. I
Um,
don't like that shit.
I miss sticking people.
yeah.
So
Are you guys
I'm
excited for any other games? From
Oh.
because I watched the Xbox Bethesda thing today, actually.
You know what? I was so stuck on. I thought they were going to announce something more about the new Elder Scrolls, and then they didn't do it.
I mean, they basically just said, "Yeah, we're still working on it."
I know.
At like
I
the
didn't
end,
like that.
that's like
Like
all they said about it. That and Fable, that they're
I
working
get
on
it
it.
because those games are so big and so huge. I just remember Skyrim was the last one, and I went to E3. I was there in 2011. They had the whole skeleton of fuck, what's his
The
name,
dragon, right?
the main boss.
Yeah.
Like they had it, I mean, it was cool, and they had all that on display and stuff, and I'm like, that was 2011. Like, I get games take so much longer to make now, and especially something as in depth as any of the Bethesda games, you
Yeah.
know. But I was like, I just want to see something more. Like, give me something Elder Scrolls, because I'm not a big Fallout person. I haven't, and I feel like some people it's one or the other. So I tried to play Fallout 3. I tried to play Fallout 4. I bought Fallout 4. Wasn't too into it. It's just like the Skyrim, the Elder Scroll series just has me hooked. Like
Yeah.
I want to know more. I want to play more. I always want to play those games, but they didn't have anything new. And Elder Scrolls Online is great. I've played it. Love it to an extent, but there's limited, I don't know. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same as the actual full-fledged like single player game.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it's just not the same. It's not necessarily bad, but it's just not the same. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think I like both those series kind of equally for me. The Elder Scrolls and Fallout series, or I like both of them, for just different reasons. But I wouldn't be surprised if one the Bethesda deal with Microsoft and being sold, if that affected, production of any of games that they're working on. If
Yeah.
they've stopped while those deals were going through, and they're like, we're not going to touch anything until, you know, we get a final say of who owns us and who owns the rights to what. And I also wouldn't be surprised if throughout when they started development for Elder Scrolls 6 that they didn't like go back to the drawing board more than once. And either like technology changes and they're like, okay, well, the hardware, because especially since Skyrim came out on 360, right?
Right.
So the Xbox One came out, so that's one hardware shift that they were probably initially building for. Then the One X and like the One S came out, so that's different, slightly more improved hardware, which means they probably were able to like, well, let's rethink some of the systems we built. And then the
Yeah,
series stuff came
definitely.
out, which means they're probably like, well, we could probably change it. Also, you got to think like, were they already developing for PlayStation, and then they had to scrap those plans because now
Yeah.
Bethesda's owned by Xbox, by Microsoft.
Right.
So like, who knows what development they've gone through and how many reiterations that game has already gone through.
No,
since they
that's
started.
a good point.
And they probably don't
That's
want to show
definitely a good
anything.
point.
They probably don't want to show anything because of what happened to Halo Infinite last year.
Oh yeah.
And they're like,
everybody's like, oh, the graphics.
they're like, let's just
it's
not
like,
show
it's
anybody.
still in development. Like,
yeah, it's like let's just not show anything. And
Yeah.
so I don't know. Maybe it was there could be a number of reasons because I know people were also excited to hear about like Fable. And
oh yeah, I was actually surprised to see that.
and they said like they're working on it, but they didn't want to show any. You know, they didn't show anything. They said, oh yeah, there was Fable was still in development. Elder Scrolls 6 was still in development, and there was something else that they mentioned at the end that was just still in development. Like basically saying, hey, yeah, the stuff we told you guys about years ago that we were working on, like
We're still working on
we're
it.
still
It's
working on
here,
it. The
but
Microsoft deal didn't cancel those projects. We're still working on it, but you know, I'm pretty sure the
games
goalposts
now
changed.
they're more. It's more like a box office thing, you know, like
yeah,
people really expect
they're so much
high
larger
end.
than they
I
used
mean,
to
that's
be.
just like with Cyberpunk. I mean, but they worked
They
on that
set
for a long
themselves
time,
up
but
for failure on that.
they had people wanting to bomb the studio and stuff, like threatening them. So they were like, "Well, here's your fucking game," and I don't blame them. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just really depends.
Yeah, I think
So
something like Cyberpunk was a little. It was ambitious
it's
and
overhyped.
It was overhyped.
That's what I'm worried about Starfield.
Yeah, I mean
it's going to be kind of a similar thing. I mean, that game has been in the works for. We talked about it.
Yeah.
25 years.
Yeah.
But with that in mind, people are going to take that in mind and be like, "Hey, like, where's this game? I want to play this game." You know,
Yeah, but again, like coming from someone who, I don't do game development, but I do development, and the amount of times that like the iteration that you're working on gets scrapped, and then you work on something new, and so it's like, okay, yeah, this project has been going on for months, or it could be years. But the iteration that gets released was only started, 6 months ago. So it's like, yeah, you could have been working on something for 2 years, but a year and a half or a year of that just gets thrown out the window and you start over. So kind of doesn't count.
Right.
It's like Starfield, they were not working on it for 25 years. They planned on it. Maybe they started it a handful of times, but this
it's a great
iteration
idea,
of it
but
is not that old. But I think there's just a lot of stuff that goes into game development that a lot of people don't understand. And what
definitely.
Sucks is a lot of people want to blame like developers or testers for problems. And it's like they're not the problem. Like they're given a task to complete, and they're given a timetable, and they do their best to complete their jobs. But there's a lot of things that get in the way from things going smoothly.
People don't get that, and it's almost like developers are like more reluctant now to release anything, like any information on games because of that. And it's just like with films and stuff like that, like people just get really I don't know.
It's kind of like it's okay to be angry at everyone else for not making the thing
I get that
envision.
Because the field that I was trying to get into was like 2D or 3D animated films, and people are just everybody's a critic.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't understand the process that goes behind creating these things, then shut up. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
But
sometimes there's valid criticisms when stuff goes wrong, but a lot of times it's not up to the people you think it's up to of why it didn't come out the way you wanted it.
Yeah.
So ranting and raving on Twitter and stuff
it's not going to help.
For something someone doesn't have control over. It's not going to help anybody.
If you have a director or whatever, like, this is their vision. It doesn't matter what you guys think.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I think it's great when people actually take into consideration, like, what the fans think. It's
Yeah.
great, but it also might be something that you have to take an idea and just completely break it down and start over again. And they don't understand that process.
Yeah, sometimes you have to do
So they're
that.
going to be mad about it. So I don't know.
I mean, Starfield does look interesting to me, to go back to like E3 stuff. Um, I hope that it's actually good. I hope Elder Scrolls 6 is good. The problem I always had with Fallout and Elder Scrolls games is they just seem. Um, I mean, they got better with Fallout 4, but like playing Oblivion and Skyrim
Oh,
and Fallout 3.
Oblivion was so broken, but it was
Yeah,
so fun.
it was fun, but it was really broken, and there was a lot of mechanic
Yeah.
problems that I'm like, this makes it really hard to do. Like, it's not
Yeah.
wasn't an easy game, but it was like, can they maybe have more than like 3 voice actors? Because like
Yeah.
you're going through an RPG that is like conversation heavy, and most of the characters are the same actors, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're doing a good job, but it's like that's the same voice. You just get tired of
And
hearing
then
the same
sometimes it's
voice.
just the same actor, but it's like a higher voice, and you're like,
Yeah,
I see you.
he's
I see
they're
what you're
speaking
doing.
with a slightly higher tempo or something,
Oh no! Like,
and it's
like,
like
all right.
it's like I was the video I was watching. They were talking about how they hope that the new Elder Scrolls is using a new engine, and they're not using the same engine they've been using for all the previous games, because it's definitely showing its age.
Yeah.
Like if you go back and try to look at Skyrim, it's like cool. They mods and stuff have made that game look great.
Oh
But when you look at
yeah.
the original game, you're like, it's kind of rough. Like the
Yeah.
story's good, but the animations are rough. The dialogue's kind of just, very, 3 voice actors. There's like
Oh
2 or 3 female voice actors and like 2 or 3 male actors, and then they're also playing the children.
yeah. Hello. Like, oh okay.
Yeah, it's like you're
You
pulling me out of the
adult
world.
children thing. I
Like
know your voice.
South
Like,
Park for a video game.
Yeah.
hmm. Have you guys played the Fractured Butthole?
No.
Not saying it as the Fractured Butthole. It's the Fractured
Butthole.
Butthole. It's actually a really good game. I loved it. I feel like you guys would love the humor in it.
I played a little bit of the Stick of Truth.
Stick of Truth. Okay, well,
And
I actually played the Fractured Butthole first. And then I went back to the Stick of Truth and I was like, I didn't like it as much. I will say the next one.
oh, they actually did better on the sequel.
Oh my god. It's so good. It's so good. Like I almost can't play the previous one because of how good of a job they did with the next one. So I definitely recommend it. It's funny. It's really funny. I was like laughing so hard I was crying in some points. Like it's good.
Just as a side note, this Jose Cuervo margarita, it's just okay. It's not.
It's Jose Cuervo. I wouldn't hold high hopes for it.
Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't really taste like Jose Cuervo. It kind of just tastes um, like seltzer water with like margarita mix, mostly.
Oh.
It's just kind of like sweet seltzer water.
No, thank you.
It doesn't even taste really alcoholic.
Apparently, the Dos Equis version of ranch water is supposed to be pretty good.
Really?
Do you like me some Dos Equis? Oh, dude. Are we gonna play Back for Blood when that comes out?
What?
It's Back for Blood. It's the same. It's the guys that created Left 4 Dead. Because like Valve's not making a sequel. Like, why would they spend money and time on doing that? And I guess like the people that made Left 4 Dead, they don't work there, so they're at, I don't know what company they're at now. But they basically made a game that is like Left 4 Dead called Back 4 Blood, and it's just a newer version of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, basically.
And
Yeah.
apparently
When
it's
I saw
on
that, I was
Game
like,
Pass day one. So I'm like, cool, I'll play that.
I'll play
And
it.
like people can become zombies if they want to. I don't know how balanced it's gonna be. That's what I worry about. I'm
I mean,
like, well,
it's a
how
f-
fun is it gonna be for
it's a-
people who are gonna be the, you know?
Yeah, it's a 4-player co-op, so I don't think there's
But
any
it
competitive.
seems fun.
Yeah.
I like the idea. And like also now Xbox players can play with PC players.
That's right.
Yeah, the
Crossplay
cheaters
stuff.
that they are.
Yeah, all those fucking cheaters. I agree. They were like, "Oh, let's play Rainbow Six," and they're all so good at it. I can't play that shit on a controller. Can't do
No,
it.
you can't play
I
Rainbow Six on a
think I
controller.
still have a video clip. I was trolling some kid in Rainbow Six. He was way better than me. It was a 1v1, so I put a claymore on the ground and he downs me. He didn't pay attention to the claymore that I set right behind me. So I crawl into the claymore. He comes over to teabag me, and the claymore blew him up.
That's
And then he
great.
rage quit right after.
No, I can't. The only thing that's keeping me attached to PC gaming is I can use an Xbox controller. So when it comes to Halo and stuff, I don't care. And I've even watched videos about pro players. They do better than the PC pro players
For the control.
on a controller. It's just whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to play on.
I think Halo's probably one of them where I think the way the mechanics and the mechanics of the aiming system in Halo is just different than, let's say,
There's
Rainbow
definitely
Six.
there's other games that you cannot get away with that.
No, that's what I'm
agree.
saying. Is I think
Yeah.
Halo's a special case for just the mechanics of the game that a controller can be just as good or better if you're a top tier player than a keyboard and mouse. But then there's some games where the keyboard and mouse players are, if you're good, you're always gonna win. There's just no.
Also, if you're
comparison.
sniping in Halo and you're good at keyboard and mouse, you're gonna win.
Yeah.
Definitely. I don't even go into shoddy snipers matches anymore unless it's all controller based. Because it's not fair. I can do it. And I'm not even good with keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
I can go in and be like, boom, 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 like on everybody's head.
Yeah, because it's literally point and click.
Well, there was a secret mechanic back in the day on Halo snipers. Hence why I used to snipe frag grenades out of people's hands when they would throw them. And then they would watch them rage quit. But those were the good old days.
We don't have those anymore.
We have them. We have their memory right here.
That's right. That's it.
We have their memory.
Of yelling and screaming at each other. No, I'm going to do the killing. You go get the objective. I don't want to get the objective. You get the objective. I'm on a 10 kill streak right now. What'd you get the overshield for? You're not going to use it. You're not going for the objective.
Did you see the new Halo? Now when you pick up an overshield or invisibility,
use it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it, but I'm also like, ugh.
You have to
I
be
kind
smart.
of hate it.
I think it's brilliant because now you can't hoard it. Otherwise, you can
And if you
sold by
drop
the
it,
enemy team.
somebody else can pick it up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do like that. I like that a lot.
A
So
mechanic that I think is going to get underrated is the grappling hook.
I don't think it's
you
going to be
think
underrated. I think
No.
everyone's going to use the hell of it.
You can grab weapons now. You just have to be smart enough to be like, I can grab that now. But
you just have to know, like,
you
what
can also hijack. I was excited because I hate vehicles. And I hate, like, I'll always go to, like, hijack something. And then I get splattered.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh no, bitch. We going. I'll be like, like, this is it.
What I want to know, though, is if the splatter rule is still going to apply with the grapple hook. Like, if they're boosting and you grapple, is this still going to splatter you? Or does it just cancel it out? Because I feel like that's a balance issue.
It's going to depend on where you grapple them and where you're coming from.
It probably depends also on the vehicle's health.
Yeah, maybe.
And stuff, because now they're saying you can pop tires and stuff, which I'm like, yes, we needed that like every day. There's certain maps like Valhalla, which they brought back. Valhalla, fuck Valhalla. I hate Valhalla. They brought it back,
Valhalla,
and they're putting vehicles on it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna blow all of them up.
Did they
I
make
don't care.
Bigger? I feel like they would need to make the map bigger.
No, they didn't. No, they put banshees on it. They put warthogs on it. They did whatever they needed to. Wraith, let's go. Like I, you know what? I'm not gonna be playing those game modes. I don't care.
But do they have 128 players on one map like Battlefield?
Oh, they will. Because now it's free to play. They're gonna have all these little Fortnite little fuckers going on there. They're gonna be like, "Oh, it's so much fun!" And then they're just
trying to build stuff. They're gonna be trying to build stuff, build walls. Why can't I build walls?
I hate it.
I'm gonna be throwing plasma.
I love it, but I hate it at the same time. Nope. I'm not about it. Rocky, I still love this. I love this halo you got above your head.
What style, what period were those style of halos? Like Byzantine? Like Eastern Holy Roman Empire? Where they made them like...
What are you talking about?
It was the Holy Roman Empire.
Where they made them like discs. Like they just put discs behind people's heads.
They just put his dinner plate like right
here. Yeah, it was like, you know.
I feel like that was like ancient Egypt. Honestly.
I mean, they did stuff like that too. But it wasn't the same. I'm thinking of like when you look at old art
you're talking about like Christianity and stuff like that.
Yeah, when you look at old
Christianity and the saints.
All right.
Yeah, they would always, if there was a saint or whatever, they would put, you know, a dinner plate behind people's heads to represent a halo, I guess, to make them holy. And that's when you get the weird looking like baby Jesuses that were just like fat little like worm looking dudes because they didn't know how to draw people back then for some reason.
Because it was the why though, but a baby Jesus.
Yeah, it was the why though period of the Holy Roman
honestly
Empire.
Though, people are weird looking.
Just
especially when they're born. I feel like everybody's like, oh, look how cute this baby is. And I'm like, no, that's not a cute baby. That's an ugly baby.
Do you tell people they have ugly babies?
I wish I did, but I don't. I don't have the heart.
Do you guys remember the old black and white newspapers in this grocery store that were always like fake articles of nonsense?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So they had one where it was Bat Boy, and it was obviously like the worst Photoshop picture you've ever seen of a bald dude with pointy ears. Well, I went to Hot Topic one day, and they had his face on the shirt. They said, I bet you were an ugly baby. I rocked that shirt for a solid 5 years.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
Those old, like, cheap tabloid, not really magazines, but not really newspapers. Yeah, no. That was good. Well, we're about time to wrap up.
Yay! We completed another episode.
Oh, wow.
So, thanks everybody for tuning in and watching this week.
Thank you, 5 people in the Ukraine.
God bless you.
Yeah. We'll be back maybe with more people next week. I don't know.
We don't know who's going to show up.
We don't know
We
who's
don't
going to be
know.
on next
Setting
week.
it up.
We're
And these people want us to set up outlines and full-on scripts. They can't even take the time to show up into our podcast.
Yo,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
gonna
screw 'em.
set up a full-on script, but whatever. I like to have fun.
Oh, look at.
Oh god.
Oh, wow.
Grant is just doing whatever he wants
You look
with
more
his
red
life.
than with the red light on.
I love that for him. Honestly.
All right. Bye, everybody.
All right, bye.